Now, let's return to the question I just asked. Why is it that ADHD over time might increase the risk of anxiety? And here you're going to see that ADHD is associated with problems with emotion regulation. And that means that even everyday stressors and even typically anxiety eliciting events in daily life that we all encounter are going to cause more problems for people with ADHD. They're more likely to experience anxiety in association with stress and anxious eliciting events because of their executive function deficits, and mainly the area of executive functioning we know as emotional self-regulation. So ADHD has a link to mild anxiety through these executive deficits. And of course, difficulties with coping with these anxiety-inducing situations that all of us are likely to encounter. Now, secondly, we see that ADHD also has a link to anxiety through the cumulative failure experience in life that go with ADHD over time when it is unmanaged. The more ADHD is unmanaged, the more people are going to experience impairment in daily life activities. They're going to experience many adverse consequences, including failure consequences. And guess what that does? It generates anticipatory anxiety around just those situations, whether that's related to work, whether it's related to getting along with other people, whether it's related to intimate partner relationships. You can think about all the major domains of life, and if ADHD is increasing adverse consequences in them, it doesn't take long for people to develop a sort of anticipatory fear when it comes to entering those situations the next time. So we have ADHD through its poor emotional self-regulation, leading to some mild anxiety symptoms. And we have the failure experiences and other adversities that ADHD generates that are going to feed back to increase anticipatory anxiety and fear about those failure situations. Now, the classic symptoms of anxiety are not likely to be provoked by ADHD. Here we're talking about excessive worry, that it's unwarranted. It's not like the worry I just talked about that comes from failure. This is excessive worrying that has no justification with everyday events. Also, ADHD is not going to induce panic attacks, such as the rapid onset of nausea, vomiting, heart pounding, and the sense that one can't breathe as well. So classic panic attacks don't seem to be provoked by ADHD. And then, of course, there's fear of situations and places, such as fear of open spaces, as in agoraphobia. ADHD isn't so much related to that, but it is related to social phobias, as I've said. And then excessive fear of social situations. So ADHD by itself can create mild anxiety due to poor self-regulation of emotion, can also create anticipatory anxiety over cumulative failure and adversity, but it's not likely to lead to classic anxiety symptoms. That is going to come from anxiety. Now, how are we going to manage this? Well, interestingly, the traditional ADHD therapy, such as cognitive behavior therapy, targeting the executive function deficit, ADHD medications, ADHD coaching, and even mindfulness-based practices are going to help with those mild anxiety symptoms due to poor emotion regulation. So yeah, some ADHD therapies actually can help to quell some mild anxiety symptoms, provided that they're secondary to ADHD and its EF deficits.